Welcome back, everybody. Well, we're gonna head down to White Lake and grab those yearlings, hopefully. So we gotta take some panels down there and get everything set up. We got a guy from Minnesota, Josh, he's coming to buy a trailer load of them. And the rest are going down to another pasture where we're fencing. So that's what's happening on Ranching Sodak.
Well, we got a couple more panels to grab here, and they are tucked in behind the backhoe. So we'll use the Merlot to snag them out of there, and then we'll keep moving. But first we got to get this big old branch tree broken off a piece out of it. Stop, 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 stop. When Matt's in the skidder, he's pretty much doing like little tiny moves and real handy. And this thing with the change is not exactly like that. Well, the load hung together and we made it to the White Lake pasture. Gotta get unhooked and set things up.
All right, I got the corral set up, how it's gonna work, hopefully. So this is like 280 acres or whatever. The cattle are out here. I see some right over there. I ran a hot wire from that fake poly wire from that cedar tree. It's probably like 100 feet down to here. And then there's the fence along the road. We'll use that cedar tree as my marker for when I'm way back. I could be 200-300 yards behind the cattle. As long as they're between the road and that cedar tree, I'm cool. Get them to come through here. I'll move this pickup and then we'll just push them into this corner. Spent plenty of time in the corner, you know, so there won't be no problem. Get them into this corner, and if I can hold them here just for a long enough time, there's a gate right there that goes back into this pen here. So they'll come in here, they think they're gonna be kind of trapped, but then that's gonna allow them to get away. So they're gonna get in here and see that opening, and then it's a small gate, it's only 8-foot gate, but we'll get them to go through there, then we'll have them caught. We can shut that and then rebuild this little bit out here for the trailer. Let's go move this pickup, unload the four-wheeler, and then we'll go see what we can find. I checked that other pasture. I've been out here for about an hour, and I did find them, but I kind of knew this is where they'd be. This is the wind, which is the wrong way because the corral's over there half a mile, you know, with the wind, which is wrong, but they want to go this way and stand by the lake right into the wind. Feels the best right over there. I'd like to get them to go out into here if I could and then hook them around because there's a whole bunch of cedars along here. Just soon not monkey with them in there. Well, we're making our way. We were over there by the lake, by those trees. We've come across here. They're starting to slow down and graze now. One of the things that you want to do is if you got, like, I got to redirect these front ones just a little bit to their left, to their right. But when they do correct, you know, like that one turned now. What you don't want to do is just keep going. Now you got to let him get some distance in between us for a reward to build that relationship of like, I asked you to go right, you went right a little bit, I stopped, I gave you 10 feet of space. That's all it takes. Most of the time people, like, they got them to turn left or they got them turned right. Now they chase them a little harder that way. Well, it's not the way to do it. You got to give them direction. When they respond, even a foot the right direction, you got to give them 2 feet back of distance. None of them are looking at me. None of them got their heads up, but I'm able to control that front group without them even really knowing it. You can see my trailer. I ended up parking the trailer by the cedar tree. So we just got to shoot to the left-hand side of that trailer and we'll be in our little wing. If you push on this side of your bubble, it'll make them go right up there ahead. You watch, these cattle will curve now to go to the front. If you push on these guys, it'll make them go left. And see how I pause? Now I'm pausing after that little correction. I gave them back their distance that they want. These cattle aren't trained or been handled a bunch. We literally dropped them off 2 months ago down here. They've been out 3-4 times, running amok. We've caught them up, put them back in. They're just yearlings, regular yearlings. So this is how they handle. If you can build that relationship super fast, is what I'm saying. It doesn't take like a month or a year to get your cattle to start responding. Literally within minutes of doing it, they'll start to respond. We're hitting the fence now. So now I don't want to push on that side. I want to push on this side a little bit to get them out in the front, because that deal's already wanting to go. If I would have pushed that, they would have pulled towards that trailer. They're already looking at it enough, those red ones. Now I got to flank out here a little bit, just a little bit. And the black ones have already gave up on the trailer, and I'm already, there we go. Now we should see the hot wire there. It's enough. Stop. Now we'll go ahead and push on this side a little bit. No, nobody behind them. There's nobody over there behind them too. No one's behind them. We're always on the side. Now they're running up into that corner. Nobody's even behind this animal right there. See? Nobody's behind it. Got to get away from being behind your animals. And I want to be on this side because I want all their right eyes to be looking so they turn into this pen, like that front one there. See, I'll even go past this guy a little bit, just get those cleared up. So there, I still want to stay on this side of them. You know, your tendency would be to run around that other side, but I want to stay on this side until I get to here. Now watch that front one. There, see? There goes that one right there. Right there. Going in there, think they're getting back. This is 40 feet. I'm one person standing here. Not panicking, not running for gates. And they're going through an 8-foot hole in 300 acres. Take this panel off, and I got one over there that was an extra, and I think I'll mimic this 2 outside ones coming off of this gate. Chink, kind of kick that one out here. I'll be able to back the trailer right up to this big, it'll be essentially a 40-foot by 8-foot alleyway. So I need to sort 12 off, 12 of the bigger ones, so I'll have to go in there, open this gate, and let some big ones into there. Use this as a sorting alley, and then once I get my 12, I can open the trailer and put them in. So let's get the telehandler. Well, first let's get this out of the way. We'll grab the telly and move that one panel. Skid steer is definitely a little handier. You don't have to get in and out, put the chain on, but with the 2 chains, I pretty good control of it when I want to set it down. And this is for all you guys that just said, well, why doesn't he just use his grapple forks? You can when you want to carry one, but when I load and unload, I do 4 at a time. I lift all 4 up, set them down, move the chain to 3, move the chain to 2, blah, 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 down the line. But if you're just doing one, you can do this. This is a little sketch right here, but that's a good solid hook, and we should get them. Let's let our 12 into this deal first so we can sort. We'll use this kind of as our sorting alley. I dropped the telehandle over the corner there because it's kind of a big pen. I could shorten the panel up, but I think this will work. Sparky's ready to help. You don't know what you're doing. We're gonna sort, hey. So we wanna pick the 12 bigger ones. Probably just gonna let a few up in there so they, we got 8, so I think we should load them. I could gate them up in there. Load! 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 Now we need to pick 4 more of the bigger ones. And that goofy wild red one is definitely one. So we'll see here. This one's good, this one's good. getting a bunch of them. We'll have to let a bunch back. So I think I got my 4. Got more than 4, Matt. Kind of a narrow sorting alley, bud. I like that one there. He's nice and thick. I think I'm gonna let them all back here. Start over. Really want this big red one to go. Oh, we did a little better. That one and the little red one should come out. If I could get that little red one, I think I'd call her good. I got the little red, but then big red jumped out. But he's pretty wild, so I don't think I should send him. This is a new customer, this guy. I don't want to have him have troubles right away with a wild one. So that'll probably be one that we end up eating. Otherwise, the rest of them, we got them pretty even. Now he's got the bigger ones of the group. So we'll load these 4, take these home, and then he'll be here tomorrow. I think I'll weigh him on the way home. Because I can catch a weight, empty weight on the way back, and I'll get an idea what they weigh. And of course, we'll weigh them tomorrow too. Load. Jump up. Jump up. Jump up. Come on, get up. Well, we'll pull on the scale here at the gravel pit and catch a loaded weight, and then we'll have to come back when we're empty and we'll get our empty weight. 24,700. 24,700. I better go tell her what I'm up to here. Drop these puppies off here. Didn't quite back up far enough there, Matt. We got 13. We gotta take one back. Take the smallest one, or we try to sell him 13 of them. We'll keep him here and then we'll let him pick one that he doesn't want. Let's do it that way. I wondered about that, if my counting skills were bad. They were. So we gotta take that 4-wheeler because where we're going with these, I haven't been around all the fence yet. So we'll have to unload them and then unload the 4-wheeler and buzz around it, make sure it's all going. It's not that scary. Jump up. Jump up. Jump up. Go on. Go on. We can just pull off the road here on this one and open this gate out and dump them right in. Kind of handy. Then we'll have to back up and unload the 4-wheeler. Nice. And these are just kind of these are jumpers, which we won't open this. You know, we're not going to come in here. The gate we come in is over yonder way, so we just got to hook these up to keep the power flowing. All right, let's let them out, hey. Stay. Let's get a count on them too, if we can. Uno. $11. So this timeless fence, you can energize any one of those wires. But what I usually do is I put insulators on all the ends so I can insulate, or I can heat up any one of those wires. But I'll typically only energize the middle wire because I want them to clean the fence up. So I want them to reach under the bottom wire and eat through there. you'd have to have a pretty brave calf that would be willing to crawl through that with a hot one in the middle. But if you put the bottom one hot, once the grass is all growed up, you can't get a really good, you can't get your fencer working really good if your bottom one is hot. So the middle one is right at their nose level if they're investigating, and it's not covered in grass. So now we got a gate here, which is good. Post here, I suppose, to keep it away. Hooked into there, we're all right. These guys here that I built with the cable, you know, you take just a regular end insulator, and then I had my crimping tool, and then my cable, and I made a loop so we can toss it around any post, and then it just tightens on itself. Gallagher already makes quick cable ones. They're real thin cable, which is fine, but they were $6 a piece. I buy these in bulk for like $1.15, and the cable, repurposed vineyard cable off of vineyards that people tear down. Find that on Facebook Marketplace. So I bought, like, I don't know, many miles of it, I guess, put it that way. And it's cheaper. I got it bought cheaper than smooth wire. And then the crimps were $8 for 50. So it takes 2 of those, and then this little 6-foot chunk of cable. I figured it out. I can build those ends, no labor, for $1.40 to $1.50 depending on the cable cost. I think they're pretty slick. I like them better than doing this. Obviously Phil had to do this because we didn't have another cable one here, but this will break over time. This is just regular barbless wire. That's maybe your weak point right there. Liking the cable. Let's continue on, everyone. There's plenty of water in this pasture. A big slough, and then there's a good new fresh dugout, but this has been here forever. I redid it a few years back. The culvert had rotted out, but basically what's down there's a sand vein spring underground here that's basically feeds this pond or this slough. So we dug down the best we could with a backhoe. It was pretty sandy and it kept caving in. I don't know, that's probably a 12-foot culvert. We drilled some holes down in the bottom. We dug down the best we could, got down into this water level, set the pipe in there, and then a couple truckloads of P-rock around the outside of it, and then there's just a sump pump down there hooked to this mercury switch. So when this thing gets full, it just shuts the power off to the sump pump. Very simple, and then the water just runs back down. So it's basically just shallow groundwater, but it is spring fed because when we dug the hole, the water was coming from this way, from the north. There was veins in the ground where the water was just running. This is all barb wire, 3 barbs, and they're pretty spaced pretty wide. So what I ended up doing is I just heated up the middle one. I didn't put any insulators on, just a wood post, and then it's a 110 fencer. But then to get my power over here, you can see I went up underneath the highline wire, and I ran a high tensile wire over to there, and then the power goes over by the house over there. So that's how, instead of going underground, we went overhead for a few hundred feet. But now I got my 110 fencer hooked up right to this puppy, so the entire pasture, only this side is barbed wire, and then the rest I've got a high tensile. I'll show you, come along. But this works pretty good. They quit putting pressure on it, then they'll reach through and eat there, but boy, if they touch that thing, bang, you know. So they're not crawling through or stretching it out at all. It stays pretty well the same. And you don't need insulators on wood posts with a 110 fencer. Even on a solar one, I don't even do that half the time. You don't have to worry about it. I don't know how good this picks it up, but see how dark green that grass is right here, and all lodged and tipped over, and then it kind of, the heads point out there like a V. Well, all this fertility off of this hill never gets incorporated or whatever, and big rain came. All the fertility is in here now. It all washed down. That's why this grass is 4 feet tall and lodging. It gained all that nitrogen and, fertilizer from the field. The bugs are starting to get me. Before I went to timeless posts for my smooth wire, this was my go-to. I built this fence, probably almost 10 years ago, but same thing. Oh, we're burning up here. What's going on? Got a small fire in here. Dang, dry weeds get shoved in there and lay on the muffler. Anyways, I heat up the 2 middle ones on this fence. So this is dead, that's dead, these 2 are hot. Still smoking. We better keep rolling. Well, I'm not totally sure what's going on with this 4-wheeler. The fan is blowing good, and it seems like the radiator's cool. but the engine's hot. My light's on. I don't know if I'm out of water or what, but the pickup's right there. I'm just gonna... I just been easing her into the wind. We'll go get those other cattle, let her cool down. It reminded me when I put those markers on that drill, everybody was like, I had a couple people reach out and says, oh, I got an old guidance system you could have had for cheap. And one guy offered me some markers for free. So if anybody's got a four-wheeler out there or a dealer of a four-wheeler, they want me to demo the heck out of it, reach out. I'll try anything. Sassy Pants needs a smaller one, but I need a bigger one. I really don't care what flavor it is. The price is right. Just throwing it out there. Not asking, but I'm asking, you know what I mean? First shot that you guys know of. Yeah, it took me a few shots. Sassy Pants left me today. She's visiting her cousin, so I'm just out here solo ranching right now. Let's get these puppies loaded up. Jiminy Christmas. Good night, dog. Go on, load. 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 Good night, dog. Tell ya, that was quite a production there, bud.
Super Rancher.
Another 11. 2 groups of 11 and a group of 13. I don't know, I just drove it out of the pasture for like a minute and that light came back on. So I don't know, we might gotta, maybe she's out of water. Load this up. I'll have to drive around with the pickup and go turn that fence around. I ain't got a tester though, but we can see if it makes, I got it set up so it's got to come all the way around. We'll just snap it at the other end. If it comes all the way around, we know it's working. I don't know if this is Wayne's or what, but hello? There we go. Ooh. I don't know, it sounds kind of snappy. Let me check the tightness on this thing. Not good, folks. Got a short somewheres. This should come around here and be snapping, but son of a gun! Without a tester, I'm pretty well useless. So now it'll send it back both ways to the short, so at least the fence should be hot. That's not how I would had it designed. I have to check it tomorrow. So I kind of figured out what was wrong, I think. You can't, I think I'm low on antifreeze. I'm gonna blow us out, but to add antifreeze, it goes up into here and there's a reservoir up in there. And then you have to take all this crap off to get a funnel in it. But I watched a YouTube video. The trick is you take a Gojo, this is a Gojo pump or some type of a pump, thread it onto your antifreeze jug and hook a hose to it. And then you can just pump it in there. But I gotta get a hose clamp and squeeze that down. Easy money. Well, it's the next morning. I had to put a new one of these on. I gotta do a little more miscellaneous repairs on the power washer, but my trailer guy is showing up here. Right there. He's coming to get these yearlings. He runs a freezer beef program. So he fattens, I don't know what he said he was doing, 25 maybe a year and selling them. So we're gonna see how he gets along with these guys. I weighed them yesterday on the way home. They weighed 788 pounds on the average. Got a nice rig. Make a plan here. Oh boy, he's got a sign on there too. I wonder if he got his from Salt Lick. Well, we got him looked over. There's Josh. He got the approval of them all. I did a pretty good job of sorting though yesterday, so I made it real easy for him.
It was a no-brainer.
No, they look good. And we're a little strong on steers, so we're one extra steer versus the heifers, so that's good. We got to get We got to get Wesley on the camera though. He's a big fan. Probably got to get him a hat too.
We've already eliminated multiples, right?
So now what? Are
Wesley?
you stealing all my rocks? I barely have enough the way it is.
Wesley, tell him that you already know my name. He said he knew my name was.
Sassy Pants.
Yeah.
What?
And he sees you walk out that door regularly, right,
What about
bud?
this camera now? Do you want to say hi to your buddies at home?
You want to say, hey, buds, look at the camera here and say hi to your friends. All right.
Oh,
Say,
I did not see that.
that's actually pretty cool.
Now you're culling your rocks?
Yep. He's been upon always sorting and
You
launching.
picked them all up and now you got to cull
Yep.
down. How many can you take home?
Whatever he can sweet talk his dad into, right, bud?
Well, we're loaded up with some Redmonds Salt. We're gonna go check a group of cows and give them a little tour around. See if we get the Wesley approval. Make sure everything's going good up to his standards, right? Make sure I'm doing everything right.
You gonna hang on?
Wesley, give me the thumbs up, bud.
Got him working.
You get your little bit in there? Pick it up.
All right, we're gonna get him loaded up. He's a professional truck driver, so we're gonna say that he's gonna back her up in one shot. But the angle's a little funny, so we'll see if he can. Oh, he's following the wheel tracks. That's an old trucker trick there. As long as we don't roll back too much. Nope. Get out, Sparky. Get out. Load up. All right, I'm gonna send you guys off. It was good to meet Josh and Wesley. That was gonna be a good connection there. I think they'll probably be back to buy another trailer load or two every spring, so that'll work out perfect. Hope things go good for them. We're gonna go down, pick up the panels, and be done with this project. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace.